Most people, when they're unfulfilled of their lives, tend to resort back to consumption. And that consumption could be in the form of content, it could be in the form of material things like cars and luxuries, even sex. So, what a lot of people do, and by a lot of people I mean almost 99% of the world's population, is they just have the habit of resorting back to take instead of giving, not knowing that real fulfillment actually comes through giving. And you might have realized this, you might have seen this in your life where you have been unfulfilled at times. And when you consume a lot of content, when you consume things, when you resort back to that taking psychology instead of giving, it only makes your situation worse. You feel more unfulfilled instead of feeling like you've achieved something or you've gained this thing. Maybe it's a short-term fulfillment or a short-term dopamine hit when you go from one content to another, or when you buy a new material things like a luxury car or a beautiful house or something like that. But it doesn't last long. In reality, if you can just selflessly give whatever you have in the service of others, in the service of God, in the service of greater good, that's when you feel the real fulfillment in your core. That's when you feel the real happiness that is coming from deep within. That's when you feel the love coming out and the joy and all that positivity radiating from inside of you. It only comes through serving. And not serving, and it's not like serving as if expecting money from others or expecting the respect and all that glory from others. Those will come, and yes, they are good somewhat. Money is good, and of course you need you need glorifications every now and then just to keep you getting motivated. But at the end of the day, the real fulfillment comes from serving for the greater good. The real fulfillment comes from you giving everything you have inside of you to the service of others, especially to the service of God. And from my experience, what I've seen is that the Krishna conscious movement has done it in the best way possible by engaging people in the service of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So yes, that's all I wanted to say. And of course, in order to be able to serve in the best way possible, you need to grow yourself. You need to develop yourself as well. It's not like your own glass is empty and then you try to fill others' cup or your other's glass or something. No, you cannot do that. So just in order to feel fulfilled, in order to be in the position to serve others, you must focus on filling your own cup first of all. And the more you do that, the more you realize, okay, you're getting to the level of serving others. And you feel that fulfillment that arises from deep within. It's really that simple. Otherwise, if you are just operating like the 99% of the world's population do, that is just take, you will get what the 99% of the world's population is getting. That is lack of fulfillment, lack of direction, lack of purpose, lack of positive energy, and of course, mundane, boring, and unfulfilled life. And I'm 100% sure you don't want that. So, if you do not want to be, if you do not want to get what the 99% of the world's population are getting, or the type of lifestyle they're living, then you must be willing to do what the 99% aren't willing to do. You must operate from the level of the 1%. You must do what the 1% are doing. And the 1% are serving. The 1% operate with the mindset of serving others selflessly. And I'm not just talking about the population of 1% who are financially free, but also the people who are financially free as well as fulfilled at their core and are operating in high energy. They're connected to the source. They're not detached from their humanity and all of that wisdom, all of that higher purpose thing. They're aligned to it and fulfilled as well as financially free. I'm talking about them. So in order to be that, you must be willing to do what the 99% of the world's population are not willing to do. Remember this, the 99% of the world's population, they are like, take, take, take. While the 1% are give, give, give. And even in the, even if you see it just from the perspective of economy and finance, it's like, that's the reason the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. And the entire world's, like most of the world's economy, most of the entire world's economy is controlled by a very few percentage of world's population. It's only the people who give that become rich, not the ones who take, not the ones who consume. That's where the concept of consumption and creation comes into play. That's really where people say, okay, consumption is not good. Only to a certain extent should you ever consume, just to improve yourself. But then, the rest of the time you should spend your time, spend your energy, spend your resources creating and serving for the greater good. So remember, not take, 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 but give, give, give. And that will give you the most fulfillment in your life. And the best it is when you can give and serve to God. Of course, you cannot give anything to God. He is supremely fulfilled. But if you just selflessly do the loving service to Him, then He will accept. And in turn, you'll find that that is what gives you the most fulfillment. So, take your time to ponder upon it, and I'll see you in the next one. Good luck and never give up. Hare Krishna.